Thank you, Mr. Chairman, sir, for allowing me to participate. And I also rise to support the motion of thanks to the Governor's address. Due to paucity of time, sir, I do not propose to take too much time to raise some of the issues which I consider important. First of all, as a colleague in the MDA government, I would like to congratulate the government for completion of 4 years of governance. And I would also like to appreciate the efforts being put in by the entire MDA team, particularly our Honorable CM and his cabinet colleagues in moving the government machinery towards giving the best service to the people of our beloved state. I would just like to give a few suggestions on various issues relating different departments under the government. Under political department, of course, the border dispute between Assam and Meghalaya is a long-standing issue, which on many occasions have even affected the law and order situation in the state. We have reached a stage where each and every citizen of this beloved state wants a solution to this long pending problem faced by all the governments in the past till date. Therefore, I would like to take this opportunity to express my deep appreciation for the present government for taking steps to come to an understanding on this long pending issue in a fierce manner. Of course, it is not easy to find a quick solution to such a long pending problem, but at least we are moving forward, and we are very hopeful that some of the areas of differences will be resolved soon. Coming to the education sector, of course, this particular sector is of great importance to the youth of the state and to the future growth of the state. This sector has always been a great challenge to any government which needs to properly understand its impact to ensure a bright future for our state. We could see that the government has really laid great emphasis on improving the standards of education in our state. Of course, the appointment of regular teachers in most vacant posts, the upgradation of infrastructure with regard to various government schools, government colleges, and also the setting up of 9 people's colleges across the state signifies the clear intent of the government to ensure that quality education can be imparted to our students. Even though we do understand that the payment of salaries to SSA teachers is mostly the obligation of the central government, but I would like to urge the government, the state government, to continuously pursue this matter with the central government to ensure that the concerns of the SSA teachers are being met timely. Under health and family welfare, the introduction of the Meghalaya State Health Policy 2021, whose aim is to improve the health systems, and the World Bank funded Meghalaya Health System Strengthening Project to improve the quality of healthcare infrastructure in the state signifies the importance that the government has shown towards this particular sector, and we are very hopeful that with these programs in place, the health parameters in our state will improve gradually in the future. Coming to the agriculture and farmers' welfare, as we all know that Meghalaya is an agrarian state where 75% of the population depends upon agriculture directly or indirectly. Of course, considering this fact, the government has formulated a flagship focus program. And this is something to be appreciated of, for we could see that through this program, the government tries to address the key challenges faced by our farmers when it comes to production, productivity, and even value chain enhancement. But I would like to urge the government to note on one point that the difficulties of the farmers and the lack of knowledge in modern methods of production, especially when it comes to organic farming, has really caused severe problems to our farming community And I hope that the department will be able to think of some viable options and strategies to offer to our affected farmers. Coming to the Public Works Department, yes, this sector has always been the priority of this present government as it deals with connectivity, which ultimately leads to the ultimate development of the state and which has an impact on many other important sectors like the agriculture, health, and so on and so forth. I would like to express my deep appreciation to our Deputy CM in charge roads and his entire team of officers, for we could see the dedication towards this particular sector, for we have received so many sanctions on many road projects from various centrally sponsored schemes and state schemes. And I'm very happy that we can really see the transformation happening on the ground across the state. Under the tourism sector, I represent a constituency which is known for captivating tourists from all over the world. We are all aware of Kongtong village, one of the 3 villages nominated from India for the United Nations World Tourism Organization Best Tourism Village Award. This particular village also falls under Sora constituency, and I'm very thankful to the government for providing some infrastructure facilities such as the setting up of the accommodation units in this village. And I'm also grateful for the plans to create iconic infrastructures in Sora area and hope that these interventions will prove to be of benefit to our local entrepreneurs. But we should also realize that with the massive surge in tourist inflow, a mechanism of maximizing revenue towards our local entrepreneurs, towards our local enterprises, along with the sustainability of popular tourist spots and activities, needs to be properly planned and implemented. Coming to the community and rural development, of course, the implementation of the MGNRGS in our state is something which should really be appreciated of, as we could see that we are amongst the best performing states in the country when it comes to implementation of this particular scheme. But I would also like to urge the government to kindly to have a serious look into the delay in release of payments towards vendors who supply the materials, as this might affect its performance in the future. Coming to the public health engineering wing, of course, the Jal Jeevan mission, with its target to provide around 5,89,000 functional household tap connections across the state, has really been a blessing, especially to people living in the rural areas. But at the same time, I would like to urge the government to kindly look into villages that don't meet the criteria of the JJM scheme, and also to localities falling under the census towns, as they also don't qualify for the implementation of this particular scheme. Maybe some other scheme should be identified for such areas, so that people living under these areas gain access to safe and adequate water. Under the Commerce and Industries Department, I would like to thank the government for finally floating the expression of interest for this joint venture mode with regard to the Maumlo Chera Cements Limited. This organization has really been going through a very difficult time, causing untold hardship to the employees working under this particular organization. Of course, after the detailed discussion with the stakeholders, I'm very happy that the government has finally taken a step. And I do hope so that this particular option will help in reviving this sick unit and will also provide a fresh lease of life to this ailing unit. I may also mention that a very large number of families under the Sora Maumlo area are dependent upon the functioning of this particular plant for their livelihood, and they are also looking forward for the successful implementation of this particular scheme. I would only like to request the government to ensure that further steps for implementing the joint venture are taken within specified time frames so that there is no further delay in sorting out the matter. I'm very happy with the information that the Shillong Technology Park, which was recently inaugurated by our Honorable CM, had been set up to promote entrepreneurship and technological and innovation, and which will also create employment to around 1,500 people directly and indirectly. This is a long pending issue and is a great initiative taken by this present government to address the unemployment problem. I congratulate the government on this, and I do hope so that a large number of our local tribal entrepreneurs will be able to take advantage of the facilities which are being provided by this particular technology park. I've touched only on a few sectors which I personally consider critical and important. However, an all-round development in all the relevant sectors has taken place across the state, and this is due to the deep focus and concern and dedication shown by the entire MDA team, particularly the Honorable Chief Minister and his cabinet colleagues. I would once again express my deep gratitude for the address made by the Governor. With this submission, sir, I resume my seat, Mr. Chairman, sir.